Absolutely. So when it comes to senior roles and executive positions, what is your response to how many years of experience do you need, and what does that ladder look like for a woman coming in and handling legal construction? You want me to clarify that?
Yes, please.
So if I just graduated law school and I'm interested in doing construction law, is there like, do you guys have a certain set, hit these milestones or handle X amount of cases or build X amount of relationships before advancing? How would someone coming into your company know when that time is to look for more advancement positions within the company?
Tricky question. I think that in the practice of law, it's a little different from other industries where you can say, okay, I've checked these boxes, I've gotten this certification, I've taken 5 depositions, I've defended 2, or I think it's a little harder. Certainly there are milestones that attorneys are going to want to hit in order to advance in their careers, whether they want to advance as a construction attorney or they want to do mergers and acquisitions, whatever it is, there are certain milestones or certain skills and experiences that you want to have accomplished. But I don't know that it's as clear cut as,
Gotcha.
You've got to get your certification in X.
Maybe I should ask that more from Cindy. Yeah, okay.
But I will say, in terms of advancement, no, I'm going to let Cindy answer. I think Cindy's going to have a better answer than me.
Go for it, Cindy.
So, I mean, I think that, we're looking for a mix of backgrounds, and we broadened the background for like coming in as like a project engineer, and then just building upon experiences. So they might, smaller projects to medium to large. Some folks, we've hired architects that want to spend more time in, doing a 4 or 5 year in just the construction side of it, and so it's just, I think we build upon it. And, ultimately we want people to feel comfortable enough to lead their own projects completely. So I have a couple construction directors, and they may have some project managers supporting them and many other architect, engineering, consulting firms, but we want them comfortable enough to lead it. So some people we hire in that already have that experience and they're ready to lead it. Other people are going to build their way up and start maybe in a project manager role or construction manager role before they get to the director role. But it's just sort of making sure they're getting enough broad experience, on projects. For us also, we have different campuses. So, and then there's the master planning side. So, we try to round them out so that people feel supported in our processes. And then when we have our own internal teams as a group where we are looking at our process improvements. So, we're looking back and saying, okay, what did we learn from these last 5 years of building this 250 million? What processes internally can we do better? And so when we have teams that are working on those processes, and I think that's just part of what we should be doing. So we have either more efficient projects with less issues, or we just have better customer service with our departments. One thing I wanted to say is I do think that one thing that we do need to support in general in the industry, and this is just, I think we have a lot of young women coming up, and a lot of those women are also getting married, and then they're naturally going into having families. And I just want to make sure that our industry is supporting that process. It's not, it's, I mean, I've hired consultants and thinking they were going to be there for 3 or 4 years, and they were in the middle of going out on maternity leave at some point, which is absolutely fine. And then they came back and everything was fine. But we all have peers that make comments about that. And I just want to make sure the women in our industry are supported. I had years of working in the industry and traveling, and I was doing fertility, and I had all sorts of medicines and all sorts of syringes, and it was lovely to travel internationally with all that kind of stuff and explain that. to somebody coming into a plant in Mexico or, going to Brazil. And I was on a timetable. So, there's a lot of different things. And so I had to sit down with a male boss and explain it and explain the process and explain a lot of things. And I'm just not sure always our industry is so supportive of that, of what, because a lot of the women are going to end up obviously, having this key role, as you know.
Yes.
And you have like the side of you that feels guilty, and then you have the side of you that needs to be supported.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
thank you for letting me interject that.
Yes. So Heather, when it comes to advancing women, what are you doing as an owner to give, I guess, male and female, since we do have a couple of male in the audience, how do you give them that support system, and do you offer training?
I offer the support. It's been difficult. Ironwork is usually, it's a male dominated field, and you'll find a few women that'll be in the field. And some of them are not, they're not, they're there, they're not really engaged in it. So I try to talk to them and try to get them to come work with me. Some of them are a little cautious, like, I'm not quite sure if I should work with you yet. So I have some women bounce in and out, and they don't believe, like Cindy alluded to, that they can become a superintendent. They don't believe that they can be the foreman and run the work. And what I had to tell one lady, her name is Cheryl, and I had to tell her, I was like, well, just think about it. Use your mind. You don't have to use your body. You can be the boss out there. You can run it. I said, how cool would that be that we go to a job site? And I said, oh, you got to talk to her. She's in charge. She knows everything. She can read the print. She can do everything that they do. So for me with women, my goal this year is to really try to encourage more, even if I had to do something crazy, and I'm not going to tell what it is going to be yet. You guys will hear about it. I'll tell you at some point. With my guys, I bring my guys in, do week of training with them, especially we've been slow in between jobs. So we do safety. We do a lot of one-on-one, self-building themselves up, talking about what they're really doing. Better You, Better Us, Ohio, do that through the BWC program, where they can go through this program, work on their health, smoking, relationships, anything that's there. But it's our opportunity to really just come back together as a company and say, hey, what are your needs? I mean, there are going to be things as an owner that I can do, and maybe there's some resources that I can direct them into, so they're that whole person.
Absolutely. Thank you, Heather. Last but not least, Renna. Are there any, I don't want to say secrets, but is there any hiring practice that you would kind of recommend to other companies in how to recruit women and advance women in the industry?
Yes, I think one of the things is you have to be really deliberate about how you hire and how you recruit, right? So if you know that you're seeking to increase your diversity, to increase your number of women in your industry, we typically recruit from colleges. That's a primary that we recruit from. So you need to be engaged with those universities, those locations you're recruiting from. And typically they have a lot of these professional organizations, such as SWE and SHEP and NSBE, that you should engage with and try to connect students with. But I think a lot of it comes from just educating and being aware of the fact that we need to start looking at recruiting just with everything we do with the lens of diversity and gender equity there. I think some of the times we look at it as an add-on and an addition to what we're doing, in addition to the item that we're producing or whatever we're focusing on. And if we just put that lens on in the way that we do our business, typically it will just start to evolve and it'll just happen naturally, and are growing our leaders to see what they do with that lens is helpful. And I think that will increase those levels, increase equity and just improve it overall.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Renna. So we are going to end off the discussion with one last question for each one of you. It's the same question, but what advice can you give to women emerging in the industry? And we'll start with Heather.
Advice that I would give to women in the industry is to enjoy it, hold on, and learn everything that you can, but just enjoy what you're doing.
And to build on that, I would say, find your passion, be energetic, and, push yourself outside of your comfort levels.
Wow. Well, I'm going to borrow on something that Rena said earlier, and that is, don't be shy. Don't ask the questions. If you're in NAWIC, reach out to your sisters in NAWIC, reach out to other women that you see in the profession who are in roles that you would like to be in, but maybe don't yet feel ready or confident enough to apply for. But ask the questions, reach out, don't hesitate. I think a lot of times women, and it's a cultural thing, and for me, it's cultural on not only as an American woman, but also as an Asian woman, to be reluctant to impose on someone. And so I think that sometimes women are afraid to approach someone like Heather, who owns her own company, and say, wow, how did you do that? Right. Because we're afraid we're either going to impose on Heather's time, or maybe we're not high enough on her radar to be important enough for her to talk to. But Rena, I really like what you said earlier about just not being afraid. Find your sisters in NAWIC, find women who are in roles that you'd like to see yourself in. Maybe we don't see women in leadership roles as much as we would like to. Maybe when we look out there, we aren't seeing people who look like us, and therefore we think we're precluded from that position. But that's not always going to be the way it is. That may be the way it is today. But I think with enough women really reaching out and saying, no, I want to go for it. I want that. And I'm going to call Heather and say, how'd you do that? Can you give me some tips? And take advantage of mentoring programs. I don't think it always has to be the way it is today. I really do see more and more women in those roles where currently women are saying, oh man, should I really apply for that? I'm not sure I'm good enough to do that. No, it's not going to be like this, not for long, not with the women that I see coming up, not only in the legal industry, but also in the construction industry.
I don't even know how
do you follow
I
that?
follow that. I know, like, I don't even know. I think it's kind of a mix of that, right? Just have fun, enjoy what you do, and, make those connections, make them meaningful, make them impactful, and, educate people along the way, build the group behind you, with you as you go forward. And I think it'll just be a wonderful circle. So.
Fantastic. Thank you. So with that, I just want to take time to do a quick round of applause to the ladies on the panel for being here. So last year we did not do an in-person panel. We did everything via Zoom, and the year prior we had a full house and there was probably double the amount of ladies in the room. So one thing that we did was just kind of do a quick introduction of everyone that's here, as well as on the Zoom call. Hopefully you guys are actually at your desk and you forget and you remember to unmute, just to kind of talk about who you are, what position you have, what company, and then how many years you've been in your industry. So with that, well, actually, let's start in the back. I'm not familiar. Actually, Bethany, why don't you start? Do we need to give them something to where they could hear us? Yes. Oh, okay. Sorry, Bethany, hold on. I want to make sure everyone on the Zoom call can hear you. No? Oh, okay, go ahead and talk.
say, you know, now more than ever, employers are interested in keeping. So if you like your job, become working one, and you're looking to move up, ask those questions, what do I need to do? They want to keep you. So if you like where you are and be where you're growing from, that's the other thing I can say. Be with a company that will keep you where you want.
Thank you. Dina.
I'm Eric Washington, work for Southland Industries. We're doing the HQ project and R&D for Sherwin-Williams. I've been in the trade 26, 27 years, been with Southland 23. I do construction management for them. I build relations like with Gwen and area companies, deal with the union, anything construction related for the company. So glad to be here. I've been making a lot of connections all this week. Have dinner set up all this week. So glad to be here. Glad to be here. Glad to make the connections, and hope I get to see you guys in the future.
JC Bittens with Hatzel Bueller. We are a union electrical contractor. I've been in the industry for about 27 years. At this position as the business development manager for a little less than 6 months. We have done our first ACE class. We are reaching out to get and participate with CAA, Boys Hope, Girls Hope, Cleveland Builds. We're doing a class on the 17th for them. And our shop is looking to have about 10 interns starting this summer. We have a goal for minority and female foremen that we're hoping to meet as well. Our company is about 130 years old, And from the ownership direct, it's the same family that's owned it. This is the direction, inclusion and diversity that we are to pursue, and it's good for business. So that's my job over the next year and a half to as we integrate into this market.
Good afternoon, I'm Rebecca Wyatt. I'm a project manager at Cuyahoga Community College in the Capital Construction and Facilities Department. I've been with the college for approximately 20 years, and I've been with Capital Construction for a little over 6 years now.
Hello, my name is Sue Salante. I am a journeyman electrician. I also ran a union electrical contracting company in Cleveland for 30 years. I was recently taken out of retirement by Gilbane, and my passion is to assist someone as large as Gilbane into finding legitimate female contractors to utilize.
Hey guys, I'm Carrie Abel. I work for Precision Environmental Company. I'm the Health and Wellness Director. I've been there for 2 years. Overall, though, I have 18 years in the health and wellness industry.
I feel like I'm in exactly the middle of the room, but I am Janelle Hinkle, and I'm a project manager at Regency Construction. I've been in construction about 9 years. And to Cindy's comment, I just had a son in December, so he's now 3 months old. So this is my second week back from maternity leave, so it's perfect for Women in Construction Week. And I just wanted to share that I got my 3-year-old niece a construction puzzle for her birthday, and she has already corrected her mother that it's not a truck on the puzzle, it's an excavator. So I'm already trying to work on the next feature.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Tiano. I'm a project engineer with Turner Construction. I've been at Turner for about 4 years, but in the industry almost 9 years. I am also representing NAWIC. I'm on the board, so I'm really excited that you're all here, and feel free to talk to me after the meeting. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kelsey Pohl. I am an environmental engineer at SME. I've been there for about 4 years in the industry entirely. Starting next year, I'll be NAWIC president. So if you guys are interested at all, please reach out to myself, Ashley, Susan, Bethany. We're happy to talk.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Ann Knuth. I'm an attorney with Hahn Lozier and Parks. I work with employers to help them manage their human capital. I'm grateful for my colleague Sonia, who writes the commercial parts of the contract and the construction, and I fill on the employment side. I've practiced law for about 30 years, and prior to that, I worked as an engineer in manufacturing.
Hi, Jeff Brower, a partner at Hahn Lozier and Parks in the construction area. I'm one of the leaders in the group. And I've been working in the area for about 25 years. My secret weapon is to not lose Sonia's number because I have so many questions that she can answer that I can't. But we do rely on our partners and our colleagues all the time, and in particular our women partners and colleagues.
Hello, my name is Emily Lord. I'm the Director of Business Development for the Albert M. Higley Company, a construction management firm. Thank you to NAWIC and Gwen and the panel. This has been a fantastic program. I began in the construction industry about 12 years ago in construction management degree, starting as a field engineer, and now I'm in business development for about 9 years at Higley.
Hi, Erin Ryan with Rycon Construction. I'm the business development manager for the Cleveland office. I've been in the business for 25 years this June. I worked for engineering companies up until 2 years ago. So I'm with Rycon, lots of women in the office, in the field. It's fun and it's great culture. Thank you, Gwen, and the panel.
Hello, my name is Allison Betts, and I have a company, ACM Management, which is just real estate investing, but I'm looking to go into project management, so I'm just here getting some information.
Hi, my name is Lura Arkipoff, and I'm with Meaden & Moore. I'm a CPA, and a lot of my clients I serve are in the construction industry. And I've been with the firm for about 12 years. I have some clients here, and I also represent NAWIC.
Hello, I'm Tanya Theobald. I'm with Dunlap and Johnston. I've been with them 7 years. I've been in construction. I'm in my 22nd year. I started out in hoity-toity law firms and banks. And I met my boss while he was hustling up a storm and I walked in and I was like, welcome to construction. So I'm on both sides. I'm in estimating and in project management. Project management is more uplifting because you're finishing the project. You're not being the highest bidder. And I joined NAWIC last week, so nice.
Welcome.
Hi, my name is Shelley Shockley and I am an observer.
Hi, my name is Rhonda Crowder. I am the owner of Rhonda Crowder and Associates. We are a creative services agency that specializes in messaging and design for branding, marketing, advertising, public awareness. So I guess I got into construction through Gwen, doing some work for CEA. I do writing for their newsletters and articles and different things like that. And also did some work for AKA construction team. And so I got really interested in the industry and took the Turner School of Construction management class just to become more familiar with the jargon and that sort of thing as I write about the industry.
Good morning, afternoon again. I'm Meredith Turner, Cobb County Council District 9, which includes Bedford Heights, Cleveland, most of Ward 1, 4, and 6, Highland Hills, North Randall, Orange, Pebble Heights, Shaker, Warrensville, and Woodmere. And I had the good fortune of replacing our current Congresswoman, Chantel Brown, maybe under 130 days ago. I'm a teacher by training and spent over
Thank you, Stephanie. We have a couple of people who are on via Zoom. If you guys could do a quick introduction, I want to be mindful of everyone's time and hopefully get them on their way. Let's start with Sandra Bolan. If you want to do a quick intro.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sandra Bolan. I'm with Turner Construction Company. I've been with Turner my whole career. It's going to be 8 years this summer. So excited.
Awesome, thank you. Michelle Folta.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. I'm also at Turner Construction Company. I'm an assistant engineer here and I've been here for about 2 years now. And I went to Kent State for construction management. So thank you guys everyone for speaking today.
Thank you. Lisa Fairweather. All right, Jackie Jacob.
Hello, this is Jackie. I am a project manager at Great Lakes Construction. I've been in the industry about 13 years and I went to Youngstown State University.
All right, thank you. Gwen.
Hi, I'm Gwen Maselli and I am a staff professional at SNME. I've been here since June and I graduated from Kent State in May.
Fantastic, thank you. Kimberly Chapman, Wynn.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Chapman Wynn. I thoroughly enjoyed this program, so I thank all the panelists and everyone for putting it on. I'm actually not specifically in the field, but I help get more women and people of color in the field. I'm a diversity, equity, and inclusion and belonging consultant. And this is a little commercial. I'll be back on March 23rd to talk about how women ally for each other, particularly in the realm of subtle acts of exclusion, and microaggressions. And I hope to have you all join me.
Fantastic, thank you. Donna Seamuth.
Hi, Donna Seamuth. I am with Turner Construction. I have been with Turner for about 18 years. I'm an information systems engineer. I am also a member of NAWIC. I am the 2001-2002 president. Thank you.
Thank you. Last but not least, Judy Luca.
Hi everyone, my name is Judy Luca. I'm a director in the tax area for a public accounting firm, Markham LLP. We specialize in tax accounting, all kinds of advisory. We have a very strong network and a lot of resources to offer those of you, in the construction field. And I love hearing all the different stories and I'm getting to know all of you. I recently joined the Cleveland chapter of NAWIC also, and we're just here to help. And I love to do a lot of networking with you folks and learn more about your challenges and needs in the construction industry.
Absolutely, welcome aboard. With that, again, I just want to tell everyone thank you and a huge thank you to City Councilman Stephanie House and County Council Person Yvonne Conwell and Meredith Turner for being here and presenting Cleveland Chapter 156 with our proclamations. We truly appreciate it. And also Rhonda, I know I haven't met you face to face, but thank you so much for assisting Glenn and I with the write-up for WIC Week. We truly appreciate it. And thank you all again. Yes, go for it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marilee. I don't know if it's working now or not. Marilee McCaskill with Dale Carnegie Training. And kind of like Kimberly did, I wanted to do a quick commercial for
Thank you, everyone. I'd like to really close with two comments or a couple of questions, but also statements maybe to our elected officials. we often talk about the importance of the projects that happen in your communities, your city and county. The awareness and understanding of really the complexity of construction is something that CEA hopes to be a resource for. And as it relates to community benefits, inclusion, both gender and race. I mean, as we talk about gender, typical goal for female participation is 6% in our industry, which is not representative of society or our city or community. So I think there's a great opportunity, and I think today's program is really meant to try to lift up, emphasize, share that information. So many times we talk about inclusion, right? And we talk about it from a racial standpoint, but the gender equity is equally as important. And I think that's an opportunity for us to, again, make strides. Not just CEA, but those in the room today, I think can be great resources. If it's setting up further dialogue, communication, and understanding, we'd certainly be willing to help do that and shape that. You influence a lot of contracts, a lot of programming, a lot of opportunity. Traditionally, there's about $2 billion a year in construction spent in Cleveland. That could get to $3 billion in the next couple of years, right? Through infrastructure, through several major projects the county and the city have on tap. And I think the east side, which you represent, will see a significantly increased amount of work and opportunity and activity. Part of the whole message around inclusion and workforce is also to make sure that residents of your wards, of your city and of the county participate both in the workforce as well as economic opportunity part of that. So the whole message around investing in Clevelanders, Cleveland Builds, is to support that whole message, right? And so those who live in your wards have the opportunity to support your businesses, to support and build, own homes in your neighborhoods. And so that goal, for us is very much intertwined and connected. So really appreciate your presence today, your advocacy and your understanding for our industry. So I'd certainly say that we're a resource for you. To the panel, who I'm glad that.
To that point, and I may have forgotten to say, many young women forget to register. Please register with the county. A lot of us don't reach out and do the things that we need to do to be able, so we're pushing there for opportunities for you guys to have. Please register for the county.
Sure. So for those in the audience that may not have heard Councilwoman Conwell, she basically encouraged both registration primarily from a business standpoint, but I think they'd also say registration and voting from a voter standpoint is equally as important in our society today. So thank you for that message. The panelists, I'd like you to kind of close out. I'm going to give you each kind of a topical question. Heather, to talk a little bit about CAA and its role and importance. Cindy, ACE mentor, career pathways. Sonia, I think the advising and education component of contractors and businesses and council, and just kind of final thoughts that each of you may have. Rena, certainly, I know you've supported both the ACE summer program with interns and exposure opportunities. I think you're recently expanded your footprint personally, so congratulations for that. But I think also your message from, again, a growth and development for employees, right? And what that might look like and what message you might share for all of us in terms of things we could or should be doing. So we'll start. You want to start with you, Rena? We don't have to start with Heather.
Sure. So I always say just we're active learners, right? That's like the main thing. So always continue to learn, always continue to grow. That'd be my final piece of advice in life. You never know who you can learn from and who you can grow from. I think you can find that in the most odd situations, at least I know I have. That's how my path has kind of grown for myself. And I think being involved with the community and engaging with those organizations, I've loved my partnership with ACE Mentor. I loved having the students there this past summer, and I'm looking forward to hosting them again this summer, hopefully. So it's just seeing those young minds work and how we can help kind of shape them and be a part of their journey and their story. That's really helpful, I think, for your own fulfillment, but theirs. So that'd be my response. What was the question?
From your perspective or your profession, you certainly advise, counsel, and help contractors or businesses. From the contractor perspective of what perspective do you have in terms of trying to support businesses to keep them in a safe place? And I think, your firm in particular, Hahn Lozier, has done a lot of education here at CEA, and you participated in some of those trainings. We're actually going to spend some time where your construction team is going to have strategic planning next week. But what are the things that you see Hahn Lozier sees as it relates to inclusion with your clients, but also not just inclusion, but I guess just global support for your clients?
Okay, Glenn, that wasn't one question. That was like 17 questions. What Rena said. That's my answer, since I stole her question earlier. I'm going to speak to the counseling part. I am truly, and Jeff and Ann are as well, we are truly passionate about what we do. We are truly passionate about counseling our clients on risk mitigation, making sure that what you're doing is going to protect you legally, that you can, and even from a safety perspective, like making sure that what you're doing is aligning with OSHA requirements. We love coming to CEA to give presentations. We are truly passionate about counseling and teaching our clients, and we will continue to do that as long as you continue to invite us, Glenn, and ask me one question, not 17.
I know my question. So ACE Mentor Program, I have had the pleasure definitely for the last 4 or 5 years to be working with that group on the board, and different members of my team have also been on some of the high school teams, and we have a high tech team up until the pandemic. But I also get to work on the Career Pathways Committee, which is really like the alumni committee. So it's working with all of the students that have won scholarships and that we track the cohorts, so the freshmen all the way through the seniors, and in all fields. And a vast majority of them are in ACE fields, but there is also a good chunk that are not in ACE fields, and just reaching out to them so that they come back to alumni events and talk to the high school kids, because they much rather see a college student talking to them than us. and just the success stories that they can tell that they're in the middle of. But also we're supporting those students with internships. So we're just communicating with them. The summer experience I think has been a game changer, because that takes the incoming freshmen that haven't started yet and the freshmen that have just finished, that are going to be sophomores. It puts them in a program, and it gives them an opportunity to do projects, and it gives them an opportunity to do shadowing, and it's an internship and it's paid. So it's on their resume. So that gives them a leg up. So as they go through college, they have a leg up in their internships, and that helps them get better internships and better jobs. And so it's just, I'm like a connector. I work with some of the students, I work with our member firms, and we connect them. And I love it from that standpoint, because the students are great. They're just, and they need support, and they need a lot of mentoring. So, and College Now has been a very active member as well, and very supportive of that. So, so that's, that's sort of my role in ACE Mentor. And again, if you haven't been involved recently, always need, new active members on the teams, or you want to be a mentor, like a College Now mentor, and you're in the field, because sometimes our kids get College Now mentors that are fabulous people, but they're not in their field. And so it's hard sometimes to get that kind of experience. So that's it.
Thank you. So next to me at the podium is Elena Battle. Elena's an ACE alum, has been interning / working here for the past year. Was supposed to be 6 or 8 weeks, but it's got extended a time or two. She's also the summer coordinator for the ACE Summer Experience, and didn't want to talk, but she's here to share a few seconds or words, Elena, about ACE and your career.
Hi, as Glenn mentioned, I I was in the ACE program. I went to John Hay School of Architecture and Design. And then after I graduated out of the ACE program, I went to Baldwin University and studied digital media and graphic design. So I kind of shifted away from the construction industry, but I still somehow got involved in it. And and for the summer, we're trying to get, last year was really good for the first year with the students. This year, we're trying to do like a mix of students that are already in college and the ones that are just graduating. So they can be like, oh, from last year, this was what we experienced. This year, we're looking for a little bit more. So, yeah.
And she's a good bowler.
Oh, I'm a good bowler too.
All right, so I am a member, as a few other people in here. We're members of CAA. We're minority contractors of CEA. We're all members of CEA. It's minority and diverse companies, small businesses. We range from electricians to mechanical to plumbing to carpenters, iron workers. What else would you like to know, Gwen?
Whatever you think you want to share.
We are always looking for new members. We put on tons of events, so always be on the website. CAA has their own website as well that you can look and see what we have going on. You can always come to one of our meetings. We're looking to help advance, make an imprint in the city of Cleveland and Northeast Ohio with our members, always looking for great opportunities for them and for us as a whole. We have a website. What else do we have coming up? Do we have something else coming up with? And we have a meeting on March 24th here at CEA, and all are welcome to come, and we have really good lunch like we had today. Oh, and Cindy, she talked about ACE. I had met her a couple of times prior, but we raised the most money. Do you remember?
That's right, that's right.
So we didn't know each other really, and we worked the Cavs game, and I was like, okay, we're just gonna do this. So who? And we did it for ACE and raised money. So that
Yeah,
was
we
pretty cool.
walked and walked and walked and walked, and we just kept asking people for money, and we got the most.
Yeah.
We were quite productive that night.
Yeah, we
Our
won.
feet were sore, but
Yeah.
it was good.
We won, got the most money.
Well, again, thank you, everyone, panelists, audience, both in person and virtual. Appreciate your being here. We are at 1:31, I believe, 2. So we're basically in good timing. Susie had another request of you, which we'll do after, which is she'd like to take a group photo for everyone that is least comfortable. And I don't know if it's in front of the curtain or in front of the podium or the stage. We'll figure that out, Elena. Elena, what do you say? Okay, so I'll move a table or two. And with that, we're officially closed out. Emily?
I just want to say that common thread throughout the whole program, well, I heard a lot, was you, Gwen.
You're welcome. Thank you. That's why I didn't want to call on you. No, seriously, thank you, everyone. Appreciate your involvement and participation today.